my
Give
officers.
me 25 feet.
Right here, sir.
Give me 25 feet.
Glenn?
Give me 25
Glenn,
feet.
If you don't move back, you're interfering with me.
I am not. And
yes, you are.
You
You're
walked up
delaying
to
and
me.
hindering me.
You walked up to me. You walked up to me. You walked up to me.
What? I'm gonna go talk to the leasing officer. I'm gonna call the police. Go ahead. Like that's yeah.
Clearly here because of officer misconduct, right? Or for what you would believe based on me getting this form would be, right?
All three situations share one key lesson. Poor reactions turned minor violations into serious consequences. Disagreeing with the police is one thing, but resisting, arguing, or escalating the situation only makes things worse. If these individuals had cooperated from the start, they could have avoided arrest or severe charges. Sometimes, staying calm and following instructions is the smartest way to protect yourself.
Give me 25 feet.
Right here, sir.
Give me 25 feet.
Glenn?
Give me 25
Glenn,
feet.
If you don't move back, you're interfering with me.
I am not. And
yes, you are.
You
You're
walked up
delaying
to
and
me.
hindering me.
You walked up to me. You walked up to me. You walked up to me. What do you got going on, buddy? Someone's gonna get beat, murdered, and killed, huh? Set somebody up with some driving charges. Maybe some reckless driving and some DUI. You are see there. Get a good pick. That way we can exploit the criminals. Flying a drone. That's what he's doing. He's flying a drone.
This might be one of the most intense confrontations I've ever seen. A drone is deployed, yet the officers completely miss the evidence lying right in front of them. What's really going on here?
That's one hell of a drone you got there. Taxpayers' money, huh? So I'm gonna help you out, buddy. There's a backpack over there with evidence in it. You should go grab it. Stop playing with toys and do your job. Grab the evidence, buddy. It's over there. You're fully equipped with the people's money, huh? Probably got a $5,000 drone, if not more. Never seen it come in a case like that. People's money. Wasting the people's money. Get a good view. That's right. If you want privacy, you have to create it. You are doing the right thing, buddy. That is right. You are in a public easement. There is no privacy in public. If you want privacy, you have to create it, buddy. Yep, we got it. I heard it. You don't know where you're going with the drone? That's terrible, buddy. That is terrible. You don't look like much of a cop. You don't look like much of a cop, buddy. How do you fare without your gear? Without all your equipment, without your guns, your taser, your pepper spray, your CO spray? How do you fare without your knife in your pocket? You probably don't do too well without all that equipment, right? I just found out the other day that Linwood PD is one of the scummiest piece of shit police departments in Washington. You guys are one of the most hideous police departments in Washington. You are garbage. You are absolutely fucking garbage, dude. You're working for the worst precinct in Washington. Next to Seattle PD. You guys are garbage. Yeah, your buddy Jordan Korea, yeah, he set me up with some charges recently. He's about to be fired. He's working with his daddy, Al Korea. Yeah. Oh yeah, I know all about you guys. I've been studying you guys very well. Very well. I'll do my studying on you. I'll do all my research on you tonight. You are my next research study. You guys want to set people up. That's what you're good at, setting people up, charging people. Letting the drone sit in a standing position in the air. That's quite the drone you got there. You guys think you need a drone? You're not capable of finding the suspect yourself? Oh, and he's got a 1500 watt amp in his car. Wow. What's he need a 1500 watt amp for? He's got locked cabinets. They're taking anybody they can to become a cop these days. Nobody wants to become a cop no more. Nobody wants to be a cop anymore. Age of the dinosaurs. You got in too late, buddy. Age of the dinosaurs. Cops are garbage now. You got a $30 haircut, now you think you're like Rambo. $30 haircut, now you're Rambo. You think you're gonna, take out people. You got a lot to learn, dude. If you set people up, you're gonna go to jail, you're gonna go to prison. Remember that. Don't ever make up charges. Don't ever make up false charges. Don't ever pull someone over for something they didn't do. Don't ever give them a criminal record. Try to create a criminal record, because you will go to prison. Believe it or not. Don't ever set somebody up. If you want to be a good cop, be a good cop. Don't set people up.
A dramatic confrontation. This video raises serious questions about law enforcement. What do they focus on, and what do they overlook? How could a fully loaded backpack be ignored despite having advanced surveillance technology?
What's that? Say again? What law is that? Cite a law.
I don't need to state the law.
Cite a law.
Glenn, I'm giving you a lawful order.
Cite a
We
law.
are on a police operation right now. If you interfere with me or my
Give
officers...
me 25 feet.
Right here, sir.
Give me 25 feet.
Glenn?
Give me 25
Glenn,
feet.
If you don't move back, you're interfering with me.
I am not. And
yes, you are.
you
You're
walked up
delaying
to
and
me.
hindering me.
You walked up to me. You walked up to me. You walked up to me.
Okay. I need to land. Please take a step back, sir. I need to land.
Go ahead, land. I'm not in your way.
Man, I don't want to hit you with this thing. It will hurt.
He needs to
Please
land
back
here,
up.
Glenn. Move back or you're going to get arrested.
You don't know the law.
I do know
You
the law.
don't know the
Glenn.
law.
Glenn, move
The
back
law is
or you're
5
going to
feet.
get arrested.
5 feet.
No, sir. You need to move back, Glenn.
Make
I'm going
me.
to give you a last chance. I'm
Make me.
ordering you to lawfully move back so he can land his drone
He
safely.
can land his drone. I'm not in his way. He's landing it right there. Get out of my face.
Glenn, you
Get
need
out
to
of my
move back.
face. Get out of my face.
Glenn, I'm going to count to 20.
Count to 20.
And you're going to get arrested for obstruction. Thank you.
Al, you're gonna go to prison with your son. You're both gonna go to fucking prison where you belong. You're gonna go to prison, Al. You're gonna go to prison. That's where you belong. Jordan's going to prison. Your son's a piece of fucking garbage. Without his gun, without his belt, he's a piece of garbage. Your son is garbage, Al. Your son is a little fucking faggot.
There are two sides to this situation. On one hand, the videographer highlights a clear oversight by the officers. But on the other, could they be focusing on something more critical that we don't see? Technology is meant to enhance law enforcement, but if misused or poorly handled, it can become highly controversial.
I'm on a public fucking easement. You don't tell me where to go, you fucking idiot. Shut your mouth. Stay there and shut your mouth, Al. Shut your mouth, Al. You're an old man. Retire. Retire. We don't need dirty cops. Nani rompe Corleone, bitch. We don't need dirty cops. Yeah, make a phone call, you fucking idiot. Make a phone call. There's nothing you can do. I'm on a public fucking easement. There's nothing you can do, you stupid fuck. You give Italians a bad name. You and your dirty fucking son give us a bad name. You are garbage. You are fucking garbage. Don't ever try to set me up with charges again. Don't ever have your son follow me in a car again. Your son preys upon me again, he'll be arrested. Yeah, get the fuck out of here. Don't ever fucking prey upon victims again, the public. Don't ever do it again.
Hey Glenn, you're being recorded right now.
Good. It's your right to record. You're supposed to record. Don't ever have your son attack me, prey upon me again, Al. Don't ever do it. Teach your son to be a fucking good cop. Don't give me lawful orders to get off a public easement. You get the fuck out of here. You're gonna count to 20. You're not big enough to take me out. You're not.
So Glenn, you are distracting me from my work and just let me
Do what you're gonna do, old man. Do what you're gonna do. You haven't done nothing. You're standing there. You're wasting time. You're a piece of garbage.
You're hindering my investigation.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
I'm way far away from you.
Okay.
I'm well within the feet.
You're engaging me. I can't concentrate on what
You're not doing nothing. You're not doing nothing. He's putting it away. You're standing there watching him. You're useless. Your salary's useless. Get the fuck out of here. Shut up. Get off the radio.
What's the key takeaway here? Technology can be a powerful tool, but it can't replace human awareness and critical observation. A single careless moment can lead to lost evidence, and a rigid attitude can erode public trust in law enforcement.
This little black pack, he pulled out like this little black thing, and so we all started arguing, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna go talk to the policing officer, I'm gonna call the police. Go ahead. Like that's, yeah. Yeah, like I said, not that it matters, but I'm a nurse, he's a wheelchair, like we know what we have to do. We know that like that's not okay. So we have stuff to lose. We have family, he has business, I have a job. What the fuck is his problem? And then it just gets crazy. So I told him, I said, I'm coming to the policing office, call the police, I'll be right here. Go ahead.
Okay. We're gonna go and talk to him, see what's going on, okay, man?
I'll just wait here?
Yes.
Okay, I'll be inside.
Yes, no, that's fine. You can go ahead.
To me. Thank you.
So sweet, Bob.
What's that?
Sir Bob.
Mr. Bob.
It's Bob. Hello. What's going on, sir?
Well, for me, it's the fact that a lady's niece came over here with her boyfriend and pulled a gun on me after a conversation. That's what's going on.
Okay.
And I'm livid. Got that adrenaline going, but she's denying that he had a gun or anything, doesn't know where he is. Well, her mom is living in the bottom floor there, and her aunt is up there on the top floor. So, somehow or another, I hope you can drill down on who her boyfriend is And I'll bet you'll find out he's got a gun. I think it was a .45.
So how did that happen? Why did she go to you, or how did all this take place?
They came up, I forget when I had a couple of days ago, and I did one of these things of tapping on the window because it was her. I was going out with the aunt. And a day or two later, she goes, "My sister doesn't want you doing that. It really disturbed her." And I said, "Okay, well, tell her to get fucked." You know, that was all out of, you know.
So you were tapping on her window?
But I mean, it was like
talk like that to women?
Yes.
Yeah, you tell them to go get fucked?
Yes.
That's super disrespectful, man.
Well, it's still free speech, okay?
Yeah, I understand that.
So don't teach me what I should be doing with a woman.
Sir, calm down.
Yeah, just relax, man. I'm being
Well,
cool.
then
I'm just
come at me like I have some rights.
Hey, chill.
No, do you know what I'm... Oh,
right.
There you go.
You're gonna find out real quick.
Turn it on, I hope.
It is
It's
on.
Okay.
All I'm saying is, maybe that language would have prevented this whole thing.
No, it wouldn't.
Because I don't talk to women like
They
that.
came up... Well, that's you. But they came up loaded for bear.
Loaded for bear?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Angry.
Okay.
You know, so she goes, "You have an issue with my mom?" And I said, "No." And she goes, I said, "I told your aunt to tell her that. And now you guys can get the fuck off of my patio, my front door."
Okay, so where in reference do you live? Where does the aunt live? Where does the mom live?
Let's go. Do you want to come upstairs?
Yeah, absolutely.
You said you going out with the aunt? Oh, you can keep...
What's happening in this apartment complex? A neighbor is accused of harassment, a heated confrontation unfolds, and the police step in. Who's the real victim here? Let's find out.
I came in on that. She kicked the
This
door.
one right there in front?
Yeah, when I turned around, she said, "Just get the fuck off my property," and I shut the door, and it was a boom or a kick.
Okay.
And then I came out again, and that's when her husband or boyfriend had the gun like this.
You didn't have anything in your hands?
He knew I was going in. He suspected I was going in for something. And this is the girl that came up, her mom, and that woman are sisters.
Okay.
Do you want to come up to my place?
with the sister.
Are you still in a relationship, or you
No. No, there's too much pressure from her for sexual favors, and I'm tired of it. So do you want to come upstairs?
Yeah, we want to see if there's any damage to your door.
I'm not telling you what to do. I'm speaking to every single one, gathering all the stories, but I'm also giving word of advice. I'm just saying it could have been avoided. It could have been avoided. Just make sure.
Well, I mean, it could have been avoided if I didn't do this either. They're very quiet. Often I said, "How come you don't interact with your sister?" And I told her, "I got to get a sip of water. You want a water or anything?"
No, we're fine. What's the name of your puppy?
That is Cinco. And I have another one of my friends walking. It's Piper.
Okay. I said, we're gonna try to find out because the boyfriend's not here. We're trying to figure
No,
out.
he
what's
drove
going
off
on.
right away. That's why.
Okay.
It was white, and I want to say something like a little Kia, something like that. I tried to get my camera, but I was shaking so bad I couldn't turn it on. But no, he sped off.
Okay. A white Kia?
I think a Kia. I
Okay.
don't know for sure. But he was over here the whole time I was talking to the girl. I don't even know her name, but when I came back out, that's when he did this again. Not again, for the first time.
So then you were just in the doorway right there? Trying
This
to
is
close
where
it?
I was having a conversation with her. I said, and I repeated what I said to Sandy to tell her mother. So this woman on here had to embellish it or something, because send these two kids up here, they're going to pay me back. I told them exactly what happened, and I said, "Now you can get the fuck off of this porch. Get away from me."
Maybe we're gonna definitely also go talk to her. Should
You
have
have
been a little bit
card
more.
with an incident number on it?
Should have been a little bit more civil. Better way to.
Yeah, oh no, it
Deal
was
with
like I
this.
was going to be paid back. That's what I got. Distinct impression was from, "Oh, you said that to my mom? Okay." You know, she said, "Do you have an issue with my mom?" And I said, "No, I don't."
Okay.
And if you must know, the F word is part of my vocabulary. I'm sorry.
That's fine. 92 Central, 77 to 2.
Go ahead and write your case number and your time on the top, so you don't have to go back to the union and get it. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Chance for the case number to right there. Did anybody see this altercation?
I have no idea.
Do you know if they have cameras maybe anywhere in the...
I heard there's one right down there in that corner, but I
And
don't
this
know.
all happened, and it all happened up here. 92 Central.
I mean, it was totally out of the blue.
Yeah.
Nothing for 2 or 3 days from
92?
the sister. If she was offended or anything, or if
Can
the
you get a case
sister would
number?
come down and talk to the guy that
Thank
got
you.
her. I used to have an ankle bracelet business in San Diego.
A tense and controversial situation. A man is accused of harassing his neighbors. leading to a heated confrontation. But when the police arrive, both sides tell completely different stories. Where does the truth lie?
That one, but he went and he thought he was getting one like my other one that's out here, and he said,
Here's the case number,
"Thank you, miss." But he went to the Humane Society, and all he had is $5, and he said, "I want the dog." That's why her name's Cinco.
Ah, makes sense.
Okay. Hi, Mom.
All right, so where do we go from here?
No, I'm gonna get a 49 right now. For right now, I'm just gonna get your basic information. I got your side of the story, sir. So we're still investigating.
You want my license or ID card?
That would help. Yeah, it'll speed up the process there, sir. Mr. Robert. Okay.
I'm gonna go by Bob.
Where did that come from?
I never liked the name Bobby that everyone called me, and I said, I'm just gonna call myself Bob. But
So it went from people calling you Bobby to
blonde hair and freckles. Now it's gray hair and moles.
That's interesting, and people just picked up on it. Okay, they're like, all right, we'll call you Bob. And that's all you said whenever you saw, just a quick question, I know you said you just turned around, and all you saw was black of it, and then after that, did you just
I saw
closing
the
the
full
door?
face of the gun.
Saw it.
Well, if I can recall correctly, I mean, it was one of these things that let me know that he's sporting a weapon.
He was just holding, did he ever
Like
point
this.
it at you? No? So he just showed
Just
it?
wanted to let me know, brandished it.
Okay.
Are you going to be able to track him down?
She's cooperating with us, so we got all that information.
And at any point where you...
Not until he reached behind his back.
So he reached, so you...
I can take
brandished
care
it?
of myself, but you know when I said, just get the fuck away from my property, go now, and then I slammed the door, I shut the door, and she did whatever she did to make that noise, and I opened it back up, and that's when he went behind his back and pulled it out.
So the door had already completely shut, and you just opened it again because, of course, she
Well, it was shut when
she hit it or kicked it. Then you opened the door, and that's whenever...
Yeah, I opened it again, and they were starting to walk away, and yeah, he turned around and twisted around and had the gun.
When you were walking away, but at the beginning of this, you said that he was facing...
I didn't know he was there.
Yes, but you're saying he was facing this way. But now you're telling me that he turned around? How's that?
He was there the whole time while she was at the doorway.
Correct.
All right, so when I tell him to bail out of here, get the fuck out of here, that's when she did
the hitting,
door
yes.
thing, and I opened it back up and stepped out, and that's when he turned around and had.
Okay, I'm asking just how he said. At the beginning, you said he brandished it here, and now you're telling me that they were walking away, and then he showed
Well,
it.
he had to walk away after he did that, because I said, I'm calling the police on you.
Of course. So, but which one happened first? Because I'm saying you were.
He was here out of sight for most of the conversation with the woman.
Correct.
So then she did the door thing, and I opened it back up, and he turned around. He had started to walk away, and turned around with the pistol.
Okay. Just make sure I have it all right, sir.
I don't know how you guys do your job.
As far as what?
Just the stress.
Nah.
It's okay.
One call at a time. One day at a time.
One nightmare at a time.
Sometimes, yes.
And her sister has borrowed money from me, coffee, always comes over and is suggestive about sexual activity. And I never thought in my life I would say no, but, you know, it's like...
Too much?
Yeah.
Okay, here you go, sir. Yeah, so we're going to go try to gather information, figure that out. As far as that, once he brandished the gun, you said? How did that...
This situation is more complicated than it seems. There's clear harassment involved, but who really escalated things? The accused neighbor has issues with alcohol and behavior. But did the other side handle it the right way? This is a story where everyone bears some responsibility.
This kitchen really fast, so I was like, oh fuck, like something's gonna happen. And then we stood back, and I was telling the dog, like, put it back in, and then he came out with like a big stick, something black. So I just went like this, just instinct. I went like this, attacked like I had something, and I was like, get the fuck back in your house, dude. And he said, fuck you, I'm gonna say that you pulled a gun on me. I said, get back in your house. And he's like, fuck you, fuck you. And then we just left. Yeah.
Okay. And then I came here, and then I was in there with the leasing manager, and she even saw him coming up, just raging at the door.
We'll go ahead and that's good. We'll go ahead and talk to them as well. After that, and then you took off. What happened, sir? Because I know you.
Oh yeah, I have showings. So yeah, I just went to get my Lexus because I have showings up in Talavera.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll just get your basic information as well, and then I'll go ahead and talk inside.
That guy's an asshole. He started blowing up to me too.
Yeah.
Really?
Because I told him, because he straight up, I told her, go fuck herself. I was like, that's how you talk to women?
Seriously.
Yeah.
And my freedom of speech, I get it, but have some fucking respect.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
Fred, you guys can continue your conversation.
Sorry,
I won't bother you. No, you're fine.
Well, I was in there, and then, so the manager told me, she's like, write a statement, because I guess they're in the process of trying to evict him. And then the maintenance guy's in there, and then they were telling me right now that they've been having issues with him, that he's knocking on people's windows, and that other ladies are complaining. And I told him, I said, my mom lives by herself. She just moved out from living with us. This is her first time living on her own. She's a vulnerable older lady. What is he going to take advantage of these old people and just start bugging them?
Seems like he just thinks he's the alpha.
Oh, for sure.
Of this little facility.
Yeah.
And
then, he's just sorry. I'm just like mad because I'm like, I know. She said, but I told Lisa, I said, my aunt lives 2 doors down from him, and whenever I go and refill my aunt's medications and take her to appointments, sometimes I'll be there and I can smell the alcohol, and he'll come like banging on the door. Where's Sandy? And I told him, I said, back up. You don't have to come into the apartment. Like, stay in your lane. Like, you don't have to. I think he thinks he's like run.
He can run.
He said nasty stuff to her before too.
He's made perverted comments to me, and I ignore it.
You claim your aunt and him are in a sexual relationship.
Hey, you know what? Whatever. That's their business. Yeah. And I told the leasing manager, I was like, my aunt wants to hang with him and do whatever. That's between them. My aunt has complained about him just being rude and disrespectful, but it's her choice. Yeah. He's not knocking on her window. He's bugging my mom, who has nothing to do with him. So my aunt, that's on her. Yeah. So I'm like, I didn't even bring up my aunt because I'm like, you guys are the ones that hang out, like,
So the aunt is like friends with him. I mean,
the
relationship.
Yeah.
It's irrelevant, but
it's irrelevant to this because I'm like, that's.
It just it bugs you that it's like it's your mom. She has nothing to do, and she's like
she's getting harassed. Exactly. But I came expecting, because I've heard stories about him so much, I came expecting like this little old like frail man, and then when he opened the door, I was like, oh shit.
Right away, he's just like
I was like, this is a different story.
And then he started whistling at some guy to come down, and they were telling me that him and this other old man have been like hanging out together, and so when my mom walks outside now, they sit out there. And my mom hears them say, like, oh, that's her. I'm like, why? What's the point?
There's no point.
There's no point in, like, saying stuff like that to her. But, I mean, you guys can follow up with it. We're here.
Yeah, we're just trying to gather everything. Just the same advice you gave me. We told him to just stay away from me and your tia, your aunt. Yeah. Your mom, he says he's going to stay away. But as I mentioned before, if anything does come to where he keeps bothering, harassing them, don't bother to just go ahead and give us a call. Yeah. That way we can keep filing reports, and if it keeps adding up and we have something on him, so we can actually charge him.
I was talking to my mom right now, and I told her, I said, when we leave right now, I said, if he comes up to your door, I said, don't answer your door. If he comes up to your door, if he starts bothering you, I said, don't answer your door, just call the police. Okay. Yeah. Because.
Yeah, I think we would have called you first if I would have
known he was going to get that crazy, I would have.
Definitely.
I would have been like, but. So it is what it is.
Yeah. He's in a senior citizen retirement center that he'd be kind of
I know.
But he's able to have a civil
now I'm nervous because now I'm like, should I tell my mom to come stay with us or something? Because is he gonna try to? Because he drinks a lot and he gets crazy.
You can smell the alcohol.
See, I'm like, I told Lisa, I was like, I think he's drunk right now.
Okay.
I think
that makes sense.
But I mean, I don't know. He kind of makes me nervous.
What's the big takeaway from this story? Sometimes how we react to a problem matters more than the problem itself. Direct confrontations can escalate tensions, while seeking legal intervention early on might be a safer way to handle things.
Okay, I won't be able to give you a tour of the police department, though.
I was going to give myself a self-guided tour of the public area. Why? Well, I also needed an officer complaint form and to just find out the process of what needs to be done for that.
As far as...
Well, can I come inside? It's cold.
Sure, come on in. Have you go in this room right over here. He is the one that handles all the FOIA requests, yes.
Okay. So he's like the designated FOIA officer?
Yes. Everything goes through the chief.
Okay. And
as far as the complaint form, Looks like we just have a standard form here where you list all your information and then has a page there for the complaint.
Okay, and how do I go about who do I turn it into? Just anybody?
Into the chief also then.
So would I get to say you and then you give it to the chief? Or do I come when he's off vacation?
You could turn it in. There's 2 gals up front in the front office. You could turn it into them and they'll...
Mary, 31025.
This is a tense situation. A citizen simply wanted to file a complaint, but the police insisted on demanding their ID without any legal reason. Is this an abuse of power?
You're a police officer on duty.
Okay.
Why are you treating me this way?
How am I treating you?
Is there a supervisor available?
Not at this point, no.
You don't have a supervisor here? You know that you can't just demand ID from me.
I can ask you for
You can ask me.
Yes.
But I don't have to give it to you.
How did I demand from you?
Because you're trying to say, oh, we got this call, when you know that video recording, whether I'm doing it or not, is not illegal.
That is
and
correct.
Being here at a publicly funded building trying to do my business is also not illegal.
Okay, you are in a police department.
Sir, I'm here for a complaint form and FOIA forms.
Did I provide that to you?
Listen, but I'm trying to... Yeah, you're too busy trying to demand my ID when I'm trying to tell you I don't want to identify.
Now you're talking over me. I'm asking you a simple question.
Dude, okay, can you explain the complaint process to me, please?
Okay, you fill out the form, you turn it in, and it will be reviewed by the chief.
Okay. And if I don't want to turn it in to say you... or I don't want you near it now because you're making me uncomfortable. How do I deal with that?
You can turn it into the chief.
Is your body cam rolling?
Yes, it is.
Oh, great. Clearly here because of officer misconduct, right? Or for what you would believe based on me getting this form would be, right?
That you wanted copies of the forms.
Yeah. And when I'm trying to ask you about what I need to do...
let me know who I'm talking to.
I don't have to.
That would
Clearly, if I'm turning in police misconduct, no, because what I told you was it's an intimidating thing, is it not? And when you're behaving this way, and when you're stepping closer to me and raising your voice and being aggressive,
I'm not raising my voice.
Why do you need a second officer here? Isn't that wasting our tax dollars?
Don't worry about that.
Why? You don't worry about it?
What difference does it make?
Are you the one with the squad car running?
Yes, I am.
With the computer open? Do you have a CAD open right now?
Yes, I do.
Does it have any private information available?
No, it does not.
If I went up there with my camera right now, would I catch somebody's private info that shouldn't be open to the public?
Nope.
Because it's up to you to create the privacy, right? Not me. Same with that room. Once you let me in here, you should close the door if you don't want me to see it, because
no door
I'm right
there.
here.
That's why I'm asking you to either go in that room or that room.
Is that better?
That's
there
fine.
You go. Now, why are you trying to intimidate me out of this complaint? Because I feel like the first moment I mentioned it, I feel like you kind of felt some type of way. You started behaving differently.
That's your opinion. You're entitled to it.
When's this other officer coming? Can I speak to him?
You can speak to him. That's fine.
Where is he? Is he on his way?
Shortly.
I didn't hear him come over the radio.
A classic case of citizen versus police tension. The videographer stands firm on their rights, while the officer keeps pushing and even calls for backup. The question is, who is really in the wrong here?
And I also feel intimidated while I'm trying to turn in officer misconduct to you, or potential officer misconduct. That's the thing. You don't know what I'm here to complain on. It could be something extremely serious, and look how you're talking to me. So that side of the door says that it's authorized personnel only? Is that someone's office?
That's a squad room. There are your copies.
Cool. And what was your first name?
Officer Merkel.
Peter?
Yes.
Paul. Oh, it was Peter? See, I'm good at guessing it. Well, I appreciate that. Do you know when the other officer is coming? Do you have the ETA?
He should be on his way.
I hope he didn't come from too far, because I'm sure that there's actual crimes going on. Because even if you had something called and reported, which I think is good, if a citizen sees something and they're concerned, then they might not understand that it's perfectly legal. But I believe you have an obligation to not only inform that citizen that called you, say, hey, what she was doing was legal. Right? And actually, I immediately came up
to that citizen.
But you could call them back as a follow-up. So then we educate people and educate yourself, because you know that you can't try to demand ID out of me. You could ask me.
I can request ID.
But when I'm in the
You
middle,
wanna be cooperative?
but when I'm in the middle of
That's-
trying to file a misconduct complaint or ask you questions about
You
it.
asked me for copies of the 2 forms, which I
Yeah,
have provided.
but I was
for
in
you.
the middle of trying to ask you about this stuff. And then when you heard that come over the radio, which you know is not a crime in and of itself, right?
I asked you before that call ever came across.
Are you sure about that? I don't believe you did. It could be right. That's interesting.
I need to get this door here. I have this lady here.
Okay.
Came up for copies of FOIA request and officer complaint forms.
Okay.
She's becoming upset and feels
I'm not
threatened because
upset.
I'm asking her for identification to know who she is.
While I'm trying to
She
ask
wants
for
to
officer
videotape
misconduct
our
forms.
department.
What's wrong with
She's
that?
being uncooperative.
How am I being what do I need to cooperate with?
I
was
asked
trying
you
to
for
simply.
identification.
When
and
he
you
got
will not
upset.
even tell me a first name.
Okay, sir. Anyway, when he got upset was when they came over the radio and somebody called saying I was out here, but I was already talking to him by the time they called, so they were a little delayed. But anyway, then he wants to keep asking me about my name and all this when I'm trying to get this done, in which I may or may not want to identify based on what could have happened. Does that make sense? So really, I don't know why he called a second officer, but maybe you should ask him. Because if you know the law at all, you know that what I'm doing right here, right now, is not a crime.
Okay.
Okay,
So
so
are
he
you
was
just
wasting
trying
your
to-
time.
Are you just trying to fill out papers, or?
Yeah,
what
I
are you
came here
trying
to
do?
get the papers and then get the copy, and he wanted me in that room. I was like, no, I just want to be out here,
I
get my
asked her
form
to
and go.
stand either in this room or our interview room.
So they
She
have
cannot
to,
be in a squad
for-
room. Who do we have here?
Kyle.
Okay.
So for the FOIA, they have to, for you to get a report, you have to fill out the Freedom of Information Act.
Oh, I totally get that. And I also know that I don't have to identify, and I can just identify using, say, my email as long as they have a means to contact me. Or even a post office box or something.
Okay, because I'm assuming it's a complaint form for Metamora PD.
Yeah, that's all I came here for. And the FOIA. But obviously, I wouldn't want to identify it either. And he wants to keep putting me in front of the camera, which is whatever. I know there's a bunch of
I
cameras.
told you this whole building is under video surveillance.
I would expect it to be at the police station,
Then
but you know
what difference does
that
it
if
matter
you,
which
but
room
you
you
were
stand
telling
in?
me, you let me come back here and then you say that I can't film what's in there when I was
No,
from
you
the
cannot
hallway.
film our
I was
stuff
where
when
I was
I have
allowed
the
to be,
computers open.
but it's up to you to create the privacy. And you said you didn't have a door, and if you don't have a door, then you
Then
need
I
to
don't
turn the
allow you
computer.
in that
Or,
room.
but you did. I was not in that room, but you allowed me in the hallway, which clearly I could see from there.
What's the root problem?
I don't know why he called you. Why don't you ask him? He's your buddy. Because I'm here trying to get a complaint form and a Freedom of Information Act form. Well, no, now I waited because I wanted to find out why we needed more officers for me here conducting business with you. Because the second I asked for a complaint form, you started acting squirrely and you know it.
This situation isn't so black and white. Citizens have the right to withhold their identity if they haven't broken any laws, but officers also have the right to ask in certain cases. The real issue here is behavior. Was the officer overstepping or just following protocol?
I'm waiting to find out because I told him, isn't that a waste of the tax dollars to call you and to call you from wherever the hell you were?
Actually,
you drove
he
here?
called for him, and I showed up because that's one of my deputies.
Well,
And
nonetheless.
I wanted to make sure. everything was
Nonetheless,
okay.
do you understand, though, that what I'm doing isn't illegal? I came here to conduct business and to document it. Okay, so being a small department, it's even more important for you to respect the people, especially if they come in, because I'm sure you guys don't get a lot of complaints.
How am I disrespecting you?
By the way you treated me, trying to demand my name when I'm there, I could be
I
turning
did not
somebody in for anything.
demand a name. I
You don't know what
merely
he did
asked
to me
you-
down the road 10 minutes ago.
I
Or
merely
it could be
asked
me
you
just
who
crying
I-
about
for your
something.
name, so I knew who I was speaking
But
with.
you were trying to demand, when an officer asks you your name, blah, blah,
If an
blah, and then
officer
I
asks
told you,
for identification.
but
you
I am not required to by law unless I've committed a crime, I'm about to commit a crime, you suspect me, whatever. All right? Have I committed any crime? That's what I'm saying. That is an
Did I say you
intimidation
committed
attempt.
a
Or
crime?
or maybe you were just mistaken and need to realize that and fix it for the next time. Okay?
No.
Because that is wrong, right? I don't have to identify for no reason. You can't just go and get some cute chick across the street and you want her number, so you're going to go force her to ID?
No.
Exactly,
That's
exactly.
different than what you're
No, it's the
talking
same
about
thing. I'm
right
here
now.
for...
Ma'am, that is completely different than what you're talking
But
about.
I don't have to
Here's the
identify.
thing. You came in for a complaint form, okay, ma'am? You got your complaint form.
Yep.
He asked for your name probably so he could give it to the chief, saying that, hey,
I told him I didn't
XYZ
want
came in
for a complaint form, and I gave her one.
But
okay,
I don't have to.
So do that. I'm just saying that's probably why, because any reasonable officer would have done that.
Yeah, but you know, he wasn't asking until that radio call came where they said, "Oh, chick, black leggings, whatever." Recording by the police cars and all that, which he knew because I met him at the door. I rang the doorbell.
I can say who I spoke with.
Right.
But you can't demand it out of me.
I did not demand it out of
you. You didn't say that that I have to provide it to you.
If an officer asks you for identification,
yeah, you can ask.
Are required to provide
but
identification.
Not like this. Not if I haven't committed a crime. Is that am I correct with that? That's what I want to get done to. I want to educate you.
Why are we continuing to go around?
Apparently, we need.
If you're done, ma'am, you need to leave the police
Why?
department. If you're done, you need to leave.
Okay, so you're telling me, listen.
We're not going to continue to stand here and argue with you about something that does not need to be argued about. Okay?
Can I have a pen? Okay, so you're telling me that I am required to give you guys ID, then why are you not forcing me to give ID?
I'm not saying that.
Well, can you tell him that I'm not? Why are you yelling?
The situation is done here. Okay, you have your complaint.
But do you? Okay.
You have your FOIA form, ma'am. There is no reason to further stand here and continue.
So tell me, so I follow the law officer or deputy or sergeant or whatever. I don't know. We got too many entities here, I guess. But anyway, so I am not required to give you ID at this point. Is that correct?
I don't need your ID. I don't
but
want your
if
ID.
you were asking for, if he's still asking for it, I am not required to give it to him, right?
That's up to him.
No, by law. By law, you are a law enforcement officer. You are not feelings police.
I don't want your ID. I don't care who you are. It is irrelevant to me right now. Okay?
What I'm
this
asking,
is not my call.
I'm not even talking to you anymore. Am I required to give you ID right now, sir?
Do you need any other
Am I
forms?
required to give you ID?
I asked you for identification. You do not want to provide it. Do you need any other forms?
So it was a choice for me, though, right?
Do you need any other forms?
It was a choice for me.
Did I just?
I can't be arrested for not providing it. That's what I'm asking.
I'm not arresting you. I never.
But I
said
cannot
that.
be arrested.
Ma'am, at some point you need.
I'm not speaking to you
You
anymore.
need to leave. Okay.
Do you have the forms?
I'm trying to find out. Can I have a pen so I can fill out my paperwork?
You can take it home with you to fill it out.
I need to fill it out now.
Okay. We can't stay here.
I don't want you here. You can leave.
No.
Nobody's begging you.
We need to step into the interview.
You told me I can't go back there.
The interview room right here that I asked.
Oh, the one where you told me I couldn't turn that way. I couldn't view in there because you had private information. Do you see how you need to be educated?
Forms, you need to sit in the interview room. If not, you need to take them home with you to fill
I can
them
sit
out.
in this lobby where you try to force me to sit before.
You go out to your car. Or you go
I don't
to your
have a
residence,
car.
And you can fill one out.
Did
and
not
you can bring it
drive
back
here.
to the chief. Nothing is going to
The
be done
chief's
with it
on
until the chief gets
vacation.
back here anyway.
The chief would be disgusted with you, I hope, and if he's not, then he's part of the problem.
Okay.
All right, can I have a pen so I can conduct my business in this
You can
publicly
go home
funded
and get a
building?
pen and
I've
fill
been
it
here for
out.
32 minutes.
Okay, we're done. You need to leave.
Okay, go.
You
Quit
need to
stepping
leave.
up to me.
You need to leave.
Get him away from me now, Sergeant.
Is this door shut?
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Just go out. She can.
There you go.
Hang out in the
I
vestibule.
told you guys to do that, Sergeant. Good.
What's the key takeaway here? Knowing your rights is crucial when dealing with law enforcement. Staying calm, standing firm, and being informed can prevent power abuse and help protect yourself.